My video for August 11th, 2019 is video number 3174. The title is My Little Girl and Such Special Memories. August 11th will always be a date that holds memories for me since it was the day I was first handed my daughter when she was born. Even though that was over 40 years ago, it still brings tears to my eyes. She was only 9 years old when her mother and I separated. Of course, that was a sad time for all of us, my ex-wife, our son and our daughter, and me. They went to live with their mom as she wanted. However, my daughter was not happy with that situation. She wanted to be with her daddy. When all the details were worked out, I went and picked them up. Yes, both of my children came to live with me within 6 months of the divorce. As the years have gone by and I face my own mortality, I tend to reminisce more and more. As with every family, there have been challenges, times when things do not go as we might like. Of course, we do not live in a perfect world, and all of us get tainted by the issues we have to deal with in our lives. She's no longer my little girl, and neither are the grandkids she gave me. We grow, sometimes closer and sometimes further apart. Life can be like a yo-yo with its ups and downs. There are days when I feel as if I will not be here much longer. None of us come with guarantees. My prayer is that all of us will get to experience fulfillment, whatever that may be for each of us. As I sat here following writing the blurb, actually preparing the blurb, and after I sat here for a while after it was written, I wondered what I did on previous August 11th videos, but I didn't go back and look, and I'm probably not going to either. But it was a special day for me, and one that I will always remember because in the hospital, when I was standing right outside the door, and as soon as she was born, I was called in. The nurse called me into the room and handed me my daughter. I got to hold her before her mommy held her. And yes, I'm sorry. Yes, it does. I fight the tears. I don't want to cry in the video. I can feel a tear forming. Anyway, I'm sorry. We never know what's going to happen. There are days that I am faced with symptoms of my mortality, I'll call them, when I have pains that don't seem to leave as quickly as I'd like them to. And of course, my overall state of health, even though I try my best to eat healthy and stay as healthy as possible, getting exercise regularly and doing things to prolong my life, I realize that some of the things that I've wanted to experience in my life may not happen in my lifetime as I wanted them to. I may not get to see the kingdom of heaven on earth, at least not as Ron Van Dyke in this body. I don't know what goes beyond, and quite honestly, I don't even want to be beyond. I want this body and this life to be transformed. And I've had that vision, as I've said so many times, of helping to bring the kingdom of heaven to earth. And that's a time of fulfillment. And it would be the greatest fulfillment for me to be able to play a role in helping to uplift humanity and correct some of the lies that we've been told and the wrongs that have been done to us to the best of my ability. And I wish that more and more people would have a vision of wanting to be helpful to one another and to stop the hurting. Yet the hurting goes on, and it's a, a sick world that we live in. And it seems like the most insane people get to be the ones in charge, which of course is crazy to me. It's it's insane that that would have ever been allowed to be, that other than good people would get to rise to the top and spread love and spread joy and spread peace. What a concept. Peace on earth. Is that even possible when money seems to control everything and war is such a profitable business? War and crime and all the things that are destructive seem to be the very things that bring the most reward. And it seems inside out and upside down, it seems insane. But as I reflect on my little girl's birthday, and as I see my grandkids periodically, not as much as I'd like to, I see them growing, and I see some of the things that they're excited in, and also I see some of the things that they're being educated in, and I scratch my head and I think, wow, it's not what I expected. But again, I don't get to choose for my grandkids. I don't get to choose for my son, for my daughter. I don't get to choose for anybody but for Ron. And I wish all of us would make choices that would bring us closer together and bring us to a place where we would want to help and not hurt each other. But wounds happen. And I've been wounded by people that I cared about, not just family, of course, but friends that don't seem to be able to see things the way that I do. It's not a matter of who's right and who's wrong. It's a matter of, can we be sane and civil in our discussion? Can we bring things to the table? And if there are differences, work through them and find resolutions where we can create win-win situations for all of those involved. Now, I'm not sure how you can create a win-win situation for those whose goals seem to be so askew and whose lifestyles seem to be so perverted. Nevertheless, I still have that vision of wanting to make a difference and being born for the purpose of making a difference. And I'd like that for my daughter. I'd like that for my son. I'd like that for my son-in-law and for the children that they have given me. And I'd even like that for the children of my son's ex-wife, none of whom were actually his biological children. But I'd like to see the whole world be uplifted. I'd like to see the wounds healed. I'd like to see the record set straight and the lies exposed and corrective action taken so that humanity could become free and so that we wouldn't have to live with special memories, but we could experience daily joys. Wouldn't that be a wonderful world? That's the kind of world that I thought I was working toward and here to help bring about for all of humanity. But I don't know. Some days I just don't know. Anyway, folks, I thank you for listening and namaste.